Hey guys, so we're back from Darwin. Some of you might have known from a few of the shorts I uploaded. We had a great time, more on that later. Today we are focusing on our poor garden. So while we were away, we had some really bad weather, some storms, lots of rain, and obviously beautiful sunshine. You would definitely not say it was autumn. And due to all of that, the garden has really taken its toll. So Sven usually mows every sort of 2 to 3 days because it takes about 3 days to mow our 7,000 squares. And as you can imagine, having not mowed at all for a week, the grass is really long. And then the really sad thing was, in our new greenhouse, I had put in about 50 seedlings. They were really young, and thought we'd done everything we could to protect them for the week that we weren't here, and sadly came home to probably a good 40 of them fried dead. It was just heartbreaking. So today what we are going to do is obviously get going with cutting the lawn, doing some weed eating, and a lot of garden maintenance. But before we do that, I thought I'll just show you some of the steps and things that we did actually take to try and help the garden while we were not home. And some of those things were actually really successful, and we're kind of going, why didn't we do this the first time? So yeah, I'll take you to the fruit trees first. So what we did is we just added some extra compost and mulch, and they have actually seemed to have done really well while we were not here. So this is just straw mulch, and I put a really thick layer, and I probably need to water today, but this really did an awesome job. And you can see our little pawpaw tree has actually got so much growth. So big thumbs up for that. I have never seen the banana tree look so good. It's still a baby, but it's never had this many green leaves all at once. So it's doing really well. My little lemon tree has a few green shoots on it, so it's doing well. Probably the best it has in a long time. As well as the orange tree. So you can see there's a few new shoots there as well. So mulching those did wonders. Sadly, we lost every single one of our zucchinis, largely to critters, and then while we were away, just completely, the rain absolutely trashed them. They rotted away. It was pretty sad actually. So we are sitting with a very sparse empty bed. We've got a few cucumbers that managed to survive. This one's actually not doing too badly, but again you can see something's been eating them. The eggplant, on the other hand, went crazy. I actually had to prune it a little bit yesterday, and I managed to pick 2. Hopefully they're not going to be bitter from having left them on for a little too long, but it's doing really well. So again, just mulched it around the bottom. As you can tell, it's like really thick, so that seemed to really honestly work a treat. So the other thing we think we've lost almost completely are the onions. I did plant from seed, and I think perhaps next time I'm going to use onion starts instead, because they just have not done very well at all. And so seeing as I've still got a whole bunch of seedlings on the go, that are obviously going to take a couple of weeks, I'm just going to let this bed carry on, and just hopefully we'll get a few onions. I did mulch it as well, but when I gently uncover it, there is just nothing there. I mean, there's a tiny one, don't know if you can see that, but it's pretty much what they all look like. The one thing that did actually shoot up quite a bit was the garlic. So I found 4 more little shoots this morning. So it is our first time growing garlic, and then this morning I uncovered a few more. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so that's enough of the destruction. We're going to actually get cracking on and getting this place into tip-top shape, because if you have a look at our beds, you can actually see just how long the grass is. So if you're wondering what all the sand is that's behind me, It's actually part of our drainage that's busy currently being installed, and this has been going on since probably mid to late February, and the delays are really only due to the rain. So it's not 100% finished, and we will update you guys on when it is done and exactly what we had done. But if you're wondering why the property is looking a bit disheveled at the moment with that kind of stuff, that's the reason why. So what I'm going to be busy doing now is just stripping clean some strelitzias and some palms. So I actually got given these for free, which was really cool. Apparently strelitzias, or birds of paradise I think some people call them, can give people a bit of an allergic reaction. So there was a local school down the road that were getting rid of them, and I put my hand up very quickly to say yes please, we'll take them. But I have neglected them a little bit. They are still alive, but I've just got to clean them up a bit now because the ants have totally gotten into them. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing, and then hopefully we can get them planted today and ground. We're just going to kind of go random and then slowly start putting garden beds around, because we're sick of the 7,000 squares of grass. We wanted a food garden, food forest, and then, you know, some pretty flowers. You'll never believe what just happened. Our incredible neighbors called us over and have just given us a huge amount of plants that they were digging up for free. So we have absolutely scored, and I guess our plans today have changed just a little, as we are needing to get these in the ground ASAP so that we don't accidentally kill any of them. But let's just take a look at some of the things they have given us. So I believe these are called bromeliads, and there's quite a few of those. We've got some dragon fruit, a few more bromeliads, different varieties. This is an arrowroot, makes a beautiful red flower. Apparently you can eat the root, but we won't be doing that. That is a type of native fig. And then we got an entire box full of amazing plants. I'm going to finish the job I was doing, and that was getting those strelitzias in the ground, and then I'm going to have to figure out where to put the rest of these, as they're starting to wilt already from just the heat today. So yeah, I'm going to get cracking on, and I'm just so excited because we finally get to start working on our garden, and not just food side of things. So we kind of had been putting it off because we've had a few other priorities, but hey, these things take years to grow. So yeah, I'm actually a bit speechless. have been finding some really cool earthworms. So I mean, it can't be all that bad. So we've realized that we actually have a heck of a lot of plants that we've been given. Some are just too small to plant at this stage. So what I have done is I've started potting them up, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they survive. And then once they're big and strong enough, we will transplant. So we're going to now just take some of these bromeliads down to what we call our forest, which by no means is a forest. It's 5 or 6 trees. And we're going to start building a garden bed down there, because the bromeliads do hold a lot of water, which is great, but that does attract the mozzies, so we don't really want that near the house. As you can tell, we really struggled to get these bromeliads in. There were just too many tree roots in our way, so we opted just to leave the 2 that we actually managed to get in. Continued with the lawn mowing, and as I said, it takes him anywhere between 3 to 4 days to actually mow our entire yard. This includes the front, outside on the verge, as well as right down to our fence line. So we're getting ready to plant a poinciana tree that the neighbour gave us. It's huge. We have planted a smaller one before that someone gave us, and it did survive. It's actually doing amazing. We're a little unsure about this big one though, because it is bigger and it doesn't actually have that many roots on it, so we're just going to give it a go. I mean, it was free, so yeah. It looks beautiful, but I guess on such a big piece of land it's very hard to tell. Now this poinciana gets really big, so a bit hard to tell from here that this tree here is a huge poinciana. been about, probably about an hour and a half. But I have finally managed to dig out this bed behind me. It's super wet, and it actually smells a bit, and that's just due to the poor drainage and that horrible clay soil I keep mentioning. So what I've got next to me is some nursery bought garden soil. I'm just going to top the bed up, and then I'm going to add some of those bromeliad, and then I'm going to add some of those plants we got yesterday for free. The two frangipanges that are in this bed, I actually also got for free. Someone on Facebook was asking if anyone wanted to come and dig some out because they didn't want them. So I think in total I got 4, and you may have already seen some of the others, but yeah, these look pretty good here. Alright, I'm going to go and get those bromeliads and a few other bits and pieces and get planting, because it's starting to lose daylight and I'm exhausted. We do get quite a bit of bird life, but this is actually for the cats because just over there to my left is the catio, and it gives them, I guess, just some stimulation throughout the day when they are out here. So, and it's been working a treat, and obviously the birds love it. So I'm gonna just get these dug in, give them just a light watering because, as I said, the ground is quite wet. And then I'm going to call it there for today. Sven has been mowing frantically this afternoon because he's back at work, so he's got only about an hour and a half in the afternoons now with it going into autumn. So yeah, busy.
I hope you enjoyed today's video, seeing what it takes to maintain our property. We are so grateful to have received all these free plants so that we can start creating some gardens. I am slowly creating a few more beds around the property and have now truly been inspired.